wooden prototype. The old wooden prototype was made out of wood. This motor is a motor that you can actually see and run, feel, touch, everything. You can do the other one, but it wouldn't be running very long because it would come apart. This motor, I can explain a little bit about what you call a magnetic field. All magnets, the big old wooden prototype, has a system. As the motor went over, it had a tension to jerk over like that. If you take this motor here and you take your finger and rotate it, it doesn't have that jerking in it. So what I've done, I got rid of the crankshaft. I've got rid of the injectors. And the system in this motor here, as you crank this motor up, and like you do the other one, the motor will start running. And what I'll do, I'll energize it on this motor here. And what we're going to do, if you can see these amp gauges over here, we've got a, that's probably generating some electricity now. This will come, when we get it up to about 150 volts, we'll unplug it and we'll turn the light on, and you'll be able to see the light bulb. The amperage over here will start dropping down a little bit. It's climbing to 100 volts right now. If you turn this around where you can see this side here, all the working parts is behind this system here, operates from a little computer. Takes just 5 volts. The motor generates about 300 volts. So if you can take 5 volts and make a motor run and kick out 150 volts, they're starting to whine. You can hear it. This motor out here will disintegrate. It would just keep on running because I got a big computer that controls this motor. It's 150 volts. What we're going to do, turn off all the switches, make sure there ain't nothing plugged into it. There's the plug. There's your 110 volts. Motor still running. You can operate this table plumb around. Still got energy running. Nothing tied up in the back of it. Nothing on the floor. Rotate around, still running electricity. So what we're going to do, let's run some motors off of this. So where you can see this motor running. Let's kill it down a little bit. It's still generating enough electricity in here to run in that motor. I've got 2 motors. One of them is called the surge motor, like I have in the car. That's 12 volts. The motor's still pulsing from the energy that it's producing. If I hook this motor up right now to the DC side, it would blow that motor out, because right now I'm producing over 100 volts of DC. The motor has got nothing hooked up to it. Rotate it around. Nothing in the floor hooked up to it. Motor's still running. Still running. Still generating electricity. It's running too much voltage for me to hook these motors up to it right now, but let's go ahead and let it run down there where we can get it down. I may have to slow it, try to put some pressure on it to stop it. So let me see if I can kick it down some more. Let's see what happens with this surge motor. fact, let's just unhook the electric AC on part on it. And let's hook this motor here up to it. This one here is one I was looking for. Let's run this motor here off that motor. There's a motor. They're running a motor. So you can see the difference from that big old wooden prototype. Here we got a motor that's running a motor, generating electricity. It took probably about 3 years to build this motor here. Now this is really an exciting motor. If you want to see a magnetic motor, now this is one. When you can actually see a motor pulling the motor. Still kicking it out. And what's good about this, you're talking about electric automobiles, this right here can sit in the back of an electric automobile and generate electricity and charge batteries up in a car, especially the new battery that I got. And what we'll do, we'll go right into the battery part, since we're showing this, how this motor could actually charge that battery. Real simple. I can even crank this and charge that. This old prototype here, I got about $350,000 in that prototype, but it takes a lot of money to make something. So you can see there's nothing hooked up to the motor. The old motor will run. It'll keep pulsing, and once it gets into a stage, this motor will just keep on pumping. And if you let it go, there may be enough energy, if I rotate it just enough, we'll try to kick it around again. See it? It will try to kick that wheel around. I've come in mornings and I've had to put a screwdriver in it because the vibration where the other building I was would actually, I'd come in and this motor would be running. It would start moving, and once it started moving, then it so happens I got there in time because it was running pretty fast.